We are at the Temple of Literature, okay? When I Googled it, it's been around since, was it 1070, something like that. So a really long time, over 1,000 years. We're gonna go right inside. It's really, really busy. It's a very touristy attraction. They're about to close in about an hour. So let's go in there, see what we can see. Here's my ticket to get in. It is 70,000 Vietnamese dong. So this area is the courtyard area. So this is the entryway. We also have brochures, one in Vietnamese, one in English, and one in French. Okay, and then they mirror each other, so this side looks pretty much the same as the other side. So here's a little information about the first courtyard, which is the entrance to the way. The first lesson for students to learn is how to behave respectfully. Acquiring knowledge comes later, with the final goal of becoming both virtuous and talented. So this is the first part. Okay, so this looks like a little fish pond. I can't show too much because there are so many people here. But you can see the little designs here. I don't know if this like lights up at night. I'm assuming it does because there's electrical cords here. But it's really pretty. Alright, I'm about to go cross over. This part is blank. It just reminds me of like being a teacher and having a whiteboard. This is exactly what this reminds me of. Not sure, but that's what it reminds me of. We're still in the first courtyard area, but I just wanted to show you that. Also lots of natural coverage with the trees. Still in the first part. You may not be able to see that well, but we're going into the Great Middle Gate here. So this is the next section. So it's just very difficult to film and avoid people, so I'm just gonna get people's backs and try not to get people's face. But this is the next section here. This is the Great Middle Gate, so I'm gonna keep walking this way. Okay, so on to the next courtyard. I'm gonna read this short piece here. I don't know how to say that, but the Cui Van Pavilion links the second with the third courtyard. The absence of a gate or door in the pavilion's design indicates that the path towards enlightenment is a continuous one without limitation of space and time. So pretty. Like, imagine going to school here, right? Like, oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. Oh, and this tree right here is so majestic looking. Look at this. That tree is amazing. Who knows how old that tree is? Okay, I don't know, but someone maybe does. Wow, it's beautiful. And I'm noticing a lot with architecture and older designs that are not really 21st century. There's a lot of mirroring between places. And I don't know if you've noticed it too. So I don't know if you noticed that too, but in architecture that I feel like is before the 20th century, probably, like I would say before mid 20th century, you notice architecture and design has changed dramatically, because if you go to like older houses that are like palaces or bigger buildings, every section you go to, it mirrors itself. So there's two different ponds on each side. There's a lot of mirroring, and you see that in people's homes and palaces, and you also see it in outdoor architecture. It's very interesting to notice. This area is clearly different because the pond is in the middle. So I just passed to another pavilion, and now we're in a different section. I'm not lifting it up because there's so many people here. But there's a lot of little fishies and things. It's like a fish pond again. Maybe this used to be a walkway, so maybe it wasn't always a pond. There's one mirroring this one too. So we have a turtle or a tortoise, and then we have the Chinese characters on the sides here, and then we have something that talks about what it talks about. Let's see. Okay, I think I heard someone say it. Bia da. Bia da. I think that's how you say it, but I don't know for sure. Yes, Vietnamese. Then you have the English, and you have the French. So stone, stele. I think I said it right. Stele. Okay. This right here is the construction of a stone stele in this third courtyard began in 1484 under King, I don't know, child, okay, Vietnamese, 1442 to 1497 CE, okay, so CE, obviously, that's in the past, that's like 500 years ago, all right? They are a valuable historical resource for the study of philosophy, history, culture, education, society, and sculpture in Vietnam. The stelae were inscribed on the UNESCO's Memory of the World Register in 2011. All right. This is the other stone steles. So it's like gravestones. And they look like turtles and tortoises and actually like other animals too. It looks like to me, but I don't know, maybe not. Not sure. So there's another row. And again, things are symmetrical, things are mirroring each other. I see that even with the stone steles too. So I think we really just like symmetry. But then things, I feel like after mid 20th century, I feel like a lot of things change when it comes to that. But anyway, I'm gonna show you some more stuff. If I was with someone else, I would take a picture there, but it's such a pain in the butt for me to do that by myself because I have to set everything up. And it may not come out the way I want. But here's some other things here it talks about. Oh, they have different rankings. Okay, that makes sense. I guess it makes sense. I have no idea. Just talking more about this, that's like the steles and stuff like that, I guess. Yeah, so. And they have a visitor lounge as well. Long way down here. Oh, you got lucky for a brief moment where it's like no one was there. So you might have seen the first couple seconds. If not, I probably didn't put it in the video. But it's like a long, like kind of like, I want to call it corridor, but I don't want to say that. But it was like a long path. No one was in it. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I kept walking and someone came in. I was like, all right, I tried again. Someone might try to fly. I think a flyers are off. This looks like a jackfruit tree. Right here. In the Temple of Literature. That's really cool. And there's another tree too. I'm not sure what kind of fruit or what that is, but that looks like jackfruit to me. And those are some underripe jackfruit. They got some time to grow. This is kind of short. I might have to actually duck to get through this. It's a really cool piece here that I'm standing in. Yeah, isn't that cool? Again, there's a lot of people. So when I was showing you guys that long area, that's just kind of like a shortcut way to get to the end of the temple. So I kind of went back into like the courtyards and stuff, and now I'm in this different place. It's huge, it's spacious. There's lots of people. I think I can show you this section here. Lots of people. Just gotta be careful because there is a for the graveyard. When you come over here, we're in the teacher's house area, okay? So there's the introduction. I'm not gonna read all that because it'll take a bit because it's a couple paragraphs, but you can see it here. It's telling you to imagine studying the teachings, okay, in a humble village, okay, they're trying to, you know what I mean, taking your exams and all that fun stuff, all right? Okay, let's keep going. It also talks about the life of a Confucian scholar. People right now are literally sitting in these, but isn't that cute? All right, and then you see this right here. So it looks like they're, you know, probably have class, I'm assuming, in there and things like that. You see like the little wooden, I don't know, they're like tables, and you're sitting down on like the bamboo mats, and then you can see the bigger table and the chairs and things. So yeah, and then you have two chairs there in the distance. You see this too. See some art here. They also have like a museum like pieces inside of the Temple of Leisure. I'm not gonna show all of that, but there's a few sections like that. It tells you, you know, most likely about the history because it has all the years on there and everything. So it talks about doctors graduating. This is 1442. So this is a really cool display. So you can push buttons for different years, and then they have, remember the graveyard. Okay. Stele, yes. So it's like, I guess this is probably a replica maybe, but again, we see the symmetry on both sides. Okay. Anyway, it's something I keep noticing when I travel and I go different places. Let's just do 1487. It looks like maybe, I don't know. What's the last one? Maybe 1779 was the last one. So only, that's the latest one is down here. I don't know. Okay. It says First National School. We're gonna go into this next section. Careful of your step though. Okay, so this is like the other side that mirrors the other one. It had, it was a lot of black color. Okay, and this one's more lighter, and it mirrors it again. So this is kind of a museum-y section of the Temple of Literature. So I guess you would call it Confucianism. Like Confucius is a lot of that, like the teachings and all of that is in this Temple of Literature. Okay, so, and a lot of things will tell you, this one doesn't, I don't see it on here, but on the other side it would tell you the year. It'll tell you the year of whatever the animal of, you know, like the year of the pig, like this year is the year of the horse, or like the dragon. They'll say that I also have the year. They'll say it in Vietnamese, English, and French, and yeah, and I have all like the years and stuff around. So I might show you a little bit more in this area, and then we're gonna transition to the other areas. Oh, by the way, I did only take a picture. I didn't video because someone was literally doing kind of, I'm gonna say worship, that's what I'm gonna say, because that's what I can think of in my head, at one of the shrines. Okay, people were doing things at the shrine, so I just took a picture. I didn't video. So yeah, there is a section there where you can, you know, I'm just gonna call it worship, might be a different word, but I'm gonna call it that. You go to the shrine, you know, you're doing the thing. People were doing that, so I just took a picture. So you can do that here at the Temple of Literature. Okay, let's keep going. So this one says that the school divided people into 3 groups based on their examination results. And they have this here. Oh my gosh, if this does not remind me of some of those like those historic, fictional things that I would see in like K-dramas. I would see them wear hats similar to this, and their outfits look similar to this. I don't know, if you watch K-dramas, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I was like, huh. Obviously we're in Vietnam, not Korea, but that's just something I'm like, that's what I thought of when I saw that. I'm assuming it's water, but they have this, and they have like, people have already like written things on it and things like that. But look at this part. When you see a worthy person, endeavor to emulate him. When you see an unworthy person, then you examine your inner self. Emulate. Okay, I realized, like, yeah, emulate. Oh, look, you could go and have a dip, I guess. I don't know. Ooh, look at all that greenery. Oh, I love the greenery. Look at that. All that green. Okay, the great halls of ceremonies. That's what I was talking about, like the worship, you know what I mean? That's the word that comes up to my head. Here it is again on the side. That's interesting. The translations are slightly different. Okay, so we have the Vietnamese, which I don't know Vietnamese. Then this is High Sanctuary, but then in French, it says the Temple of Confucius. Interesting, right? It's not translated the same. Careful of the steps. Beautiful etchings. Try that again. There was a child walking by. You know how I am. I try not to film people, and especially not children. So this here is this beautiful etching. So you have like a gold and red. Isn't that beautiful? I don't even want to touch it. But yeah, because you can tell that it's worn out and stuff, so you don't want to touch it. It's beautiful. Yes. You know. Huh. I'm telling you to notice that when you travel and go to temples, any kind of, like, I would say mid 20th century, you'll notice so much symmetry. Even in the Temple of Confucius, the shrines, they mirrored each other. Okay, it looked the same from one side to another. So just make sure you notice that. It's interesting. For the sons of the nation. Okay, now what I noticed with this building here, I think these are administrative buildings now. Okay. Ah, we're in the 5th courtyard. Okay. School for children of the royal family. Senior officials, students live together here, and we're taught from books made using wooden printing blocks. Okay, and there's a little picture. Follow the step. Oh, you guys, that is so cool. Before I turned on the camera, I was like, wow, this is so cool. Look at the art. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. Obviously, it's telling a story, but I don't know what the story is. But the art, like, look how just, oh, the details. Oh my gosh, it's breathtaking. It's so amazing. Wow. Such talent. So beautiful. This area is kind of empty, but that's what we saw on one of the back walls. So this one actually doesn't mirror because there isn't anything like that on this side. So that's very interesting. It's not necessarily mirroring what we just saw, but maybe they'll put something here to kind of mirror that. It looks like it might be under construction, you know what I mean? There's really a lot to see, okay? A lot to see. There's even a section upstairs, and we're also in another area where you can, you know, there's worship, okay? Another shrine, okay? This one's very beautiful. I want to take a picture, but people are doing their thing, so don't want to really disrupt that. But I'm gonna go upstairs. So these are the shrines that are upstairs. Whoa, I heard that. I don't know if you heard that on camera, but I heard creaking on the floorboards. So here's one. Very beautiful. Let's look at the other one. I don't think anyone's there. Okay, great. Here's the other one. Let's look at the third one. Beautiful. All right, now we're up here at a nice balcony. See, balcony? And tells you to do not throw money onto the roof. Apparently people like to do that, I guess. But yeah. So I guess instead of a wishing well, you throw your money on the roof, but don't do that. It's not allowed. And it looks like some type of map. Look how beautiful it is. So pretty. Oh, just so pretty. Another map. Looks like a big wooden barrel. And then you have a bunch of wooden horses. It's a bunch of them. They're everywhere outside here in this section. I think we saw just about everything in the temple. Of course, I didn't show every single thing, every single bit, because that would be a lot, and it would be extremely long. So this is the back of the temple here. And you have all these different horses back here. I wonder if it's because it's the year of the horse. Just saying. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Alright, it might conclude today. We'll see. Might be concluding today's video because I think we saw the highlights. Looks like a bell. Another section we did not get to. Okay. So let's see what we want to know about this one. It comprises the front building and the rear building. The bell house and the drum house are on the left and right. Okay. So anyway, it's not much to see, honestly. Like the sections are closed. They're doing something with, I don't know, wiring. I don't know if it's like gonna like set up lights or entertainment, but there's not much to see in this section. But let's look at the picture. All right. Okay, this concludes today's video of the Temple of Leisure, which is right behind me. I'm outside the gates now. We already went inside and checked it out. So I hope you guys like this video. You will. You'll like it. It's just me having fun at a temple, you know. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.